What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be taking a look at a watch that's been on my radar for quite a long time. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen that I've gone down this rabbit hole of funky watches, of cool retro watches, and actually my last maybe 4 or 5 purchases have been exactly that. Some crazy watches that I honestly, the only reason I have purchased them is because they are really weird and cool looking. And I think this one might just be the weirdest one that I've added recently. So, if you're seeing a Bulova box, I'm sure you can probably already guess what it is that I added. So, just to look at the box and the packaging itself, it seems like a pretty standard Bulova box. I've owned a couple of watches by this brand, and they all seem to come in some sort of variation of this, minus the moon watch. But this is a pretty standard box with a little ribbon where you pull it, and here it is. Bulova Computron. Come on, how crazy is this? On the packaging side, there really isn't much more to it. Just a standard box, opens and closes. That's just about it. And I have mentioned in other videos that I quite appreciate this kind of packaging, that you're not paying a lot of money for the packaging, and it's going towards the watch itself. Pretty standard. Let's put that aside for now. So here it is. This is one of the coolest and weirdest watches around. And I do say weird as a compliment, really, because it does incorporate all of those designs from the 70s and the maybe late 60s even. Sticker right here. So for those of you that may not know, this Computron is a reissue. Bulova reissued these a few years ago. The original one came out in, I want to say, the early 70s, and they came in a variation of colors, and Bulova actually just reissued these in similar colors. I believe this comes in gold with the gold bracelet, and silver with the silver bracelet, and this black variant with a black rubber band here. I think the font of each one, the LEDs, let's see, it's a little difficult to see. I believe each one of those variants does come in a different color of light. But really, there really isn't much to say about this. It's just a crazy, weird looking watch. It's a funky looking watch that really is a call to that popular 70s design, that very iconic, I would even say, with the whole digital watch movement and craze of the time. And this is a nice call to those times. And like I said, I've had this itch for funky watches, and this just might be the epitome of a funky watch. I was able to pick this off an online jewelry store. These do run for about $200 to $400 depending on the variant. This rubber strap variant is a more affordable one because of the rubber variant. And I believe they usually run for around $200. If you're careful, you can probably find it for about $150, $120. I was actually able to catch it under that, which to me it was an instant buy. I got it for quite a bit less, and I don't think I'll regret it with something this weird and crazy. There's a case back. So as you can see, the display does not turn on unless you push the button. There you go. Let's take a look how it looks a little bit in darker light. It's a little bit hard to capture through the camera. I do think that's more of an issue with the actual camera, because the way I'm seeing it here in person, it is very clear and visible and legible. So let's do some size comparisons here. This is another one of those funky watches I like. The Timex Q, this is another reissue. And as you can see, the side itself isn't that much bigger, at least lengthwise. It definitely is a lot thicker, mainly because the display is on the horizontal side, so it's going to be quite a bit thicker. And you'll see on the wrist in a little bit how that looks. But diagonal I'm sorry, lengthwise it's not that different, and it's quite wearable. I've seen pictures where it made it seem like it was a lot bigger than it really is. The actual length of it is quite wearable, if you ask me. Here it is next to a couple of G-Shocks. This is the new G-Shock release, and like you can see here, even the Bulova does look a little bit smaller than the G-Shock. So really, if you're wearing this as a regular wear, it shouldn't be too bulky, it shouldn't be too long or eye catching. And that's really why I did go for the black variant. I did think this would be something that would kind of fly under the radar a little bit more than the white gold one or the silver one. And here it is next to the G-Shock, the Frogman. This Frogman is an absolute giant. As you can see, even the Frogman is thicker than the Bulova. It's thicker and a lot smaller. But I do wear this Frogman quite a bit. As you can see, it's a little beat up. And I have a small wrist. It is close to 6.5 to 6.75 inches. So if I can wear this, I'm sure anybody with my wrist size, or maybe even a little bit smaller, would wear the Bulova perfectly fine.